On the side of a road lay a motionless mother cat with her kittens screaming for her to respond. But before we find out the fate of this poor mama cat, I want to give the due credit to KL Gaming X, who shared this heart-touching video on their channel. After noticing a severely injured mama cat with her newly born kittens on a road, locals immediately called the animal rescuers. Although her eyes opened, the mama cat wasn't responding and was in a seriously bad condition. But that wasn't the only problem. Not only the mama cat wasn't responding, but there were ants crawling all over her lifeless body. Her kittens, who were searching for motherly love, had no idea what tragedy had struck their mother. While crossing the road, she had been hit by a car. The rescuers checked whether the mama cat was breathing and if there was any chance for her to make it. As it turned out, there was still hope. The mama cat was alive and breathing. Noticing that, they placed her and the kittens into an animal box and shifted them to a vet. Although in the safe hands of the vet, the mama cat's health condition was far from stable. She was still motionless and seemed unconscious of her surroundings. The vet checked the cat's heartbeat. A rectal examination was also conducted to find out if the mama cat was suffering from any anal sac disease or infection. The vet also examined the cat's body to see if there was any serious injury and found out that her ribs were damaged. While the senior vet carefully examined the mama cat's condition to provide immediate health care, another vet attended to the kittens. She made sure that they had not suffered any injuries and were safe and sound. The vet knew that the world was a very harsh place for newly born kittens, and even more so without their mama cat. Therefore, they made every effort to ensure that she embarked on the path of recovery. But there was much to be done. The mama cat wasn't reacting to anything, and the vets had no idea what would become of her. Judging from her body, it was clear that the mama cat lay on the roadside for a long time, and that too without any food or water. So the first thing vets did after checking her heartbeat was to provide crucial nutrients to the cat's body through intravenous therapy. They injected nutrients into the cat's body through her veins. After the mama cat's checkup, her kittens were brought to the senior vet, who repeated the same examination that she had conducted on the mama cat. She checked the kitten's heartbeat and conducted a rectal examination. After detailed testing, both kittens were deemed outside of any immediate danger to their health. But just like their mama, the kittens also needed a dose of nutrients, as they too had not had anything for a couple of days since their mama was unable to feed them. The kittens were fed with a kitten's milk replacer instead, which seemed to improve their health. Now the vets were faced with good news and bad news. The good news was that the kittens were on the road to recovery and would soon be able to stand on their feet. However, the bad news was that the mama cat still had to come a long way, and her future seemed uncertain. The upcoming days were very important in regarding to whether she was going to survive the accident or not. However, as time went by, a miracle happened. After staying motionless for 3 days at the vet and getting nutrients through drips, the mama cat made her first movement in a long time. She was able to crawl on the desk with the help of her front legs. The mama cat also opened her eyes and started searching for her kittens. However, due to her severe condition, the vets didn't bring the kittens to her immediately. Having suffered injuries in her spinal cord and ribs, it was impossible for the mama cat to feed her kittens. Therefore, it was only sensible to wait till her full or at least partial recovery. Throughout her treatment, the vets kept checking the mama cat's injuries and made sure that she was provided with much-needed nutrition. As the days went by, the mama cat's movement only increased. However, there was still one big question mark. Was she going to stand on her feet again and take care of her kittens as she did before the tragic accident? Over time, the vets noticed a rapid increase in the mama cat's uneasiness. Having been fully conscious, she was searching for her kittens every second of the day. Her motherly love made her forget her pain. But the vets knew that if the mama cat wanted to see her kittens again, she had to recover first, and for that to happen, the mama cat was supposed to be taking rest and her nutrients on a daily basis without any break. Finally, after being in intravenous therapy for more than a week, Nala was deemed well enough to be removed from it. Her cannula was removed and she was relocated. Her new home wasn't a veterinary hospital, but the senior vet's home. She was adopted by the same person who saved her life. And she wasn't the only one being adopted. Her 2 kittens were adopted along with her as well. So, it was time for the family reunion. For the first time in a while, Nala was together with her kittens. Her relief was evident as her kittens suckled. Although having come a long way, Nala was still not able to move freely. She couldn't even show affection to her kittens. To find out whether Nala was able to eat, the vet presented her cat food. After examining the food for a brief time, Nala didn't eat it. It was not a good sign, as it was very important for her health as well as for the kitten's health that Nala started eating food instead of being provided nutrients through drips. But while this was a worrying sign, something happened that assured the vets that Nala was indeed on the road to recovery. She started making movements without any help from the vet. Without any help or support, Nala made her way to the cat's house that had been prepared for her. But as Nala was not fully recovered and wasn't able to eat food yet, her milk wasn't enough for the growth of her kittens, who needed 260 calories per day. Alternatively, the vet continued feeding them kitten milk replacer. Along with her kittens, Nala was also fed the kitten milk replacer to provide her with much-needed strength. The kittens, on the other hand, fed on both, the kitten milk replacer as well as on the mama cat's milk, which fulfilled their nutrient as well as calorie requirement. With the help of the constant care of the vet, Nala finally stood up on her feet, and what seemed impossible at first became reality. She was well and able to move freely without any support. Not only walking, Nala was able to eat cat food as well, which was a huge step in her full recovery. Her eating food on her own without any help or drip was a sign that Nala fought through her injuries bravely and made it clear that she was there for her kittens. Her recovery was a source of joy for the vet as well, who was there for Nala and took care of her in every possible way. Thanks to her efforts, Nala was able to defeat death and take care of her kittens. These acts of kindness make us appreciate life in all forms, because no matter what shape it comes in, life is always precious. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below about what you think of this act of kindness. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more cat rescue videos.